Rock lights. If you're watching this video, you've probably seen them before, and if you haven't, then it's literally just like an underglow kit. Some people love them, some people hate them. I obviously like them, hence why I'm doing them. And I'm just going to show you how I'm doing it. I'm going to start with cleaning it. I'm going to be doing them just in the wheel wells, in the wheel arches, front and back. I've got a trial pack. I'll put a link to this in the description. They're not the super expensive ones you always see people do. These are quite affordable. I think they're probably only like 36 quid. They might be good, they might not be, but I'm going to test them out and see what we think of them. And I'm going to put 3 in each wheel arch. Going to be replacing the front ones, because I had to cut it before I lifted it so I could fit my wheels. So I've got new ones over there, which I'm going to replace. I'm going to give them a clean first and then put them in. Probably be a wheel off truck type of job, just to make life easier. So I'm going to start by jet washing it off, giving it a real good clean, just so it's nicer to work with. Taking this out because I've got new ones to put in, and it's easier to install the lights with this out, and then you can just install it up after and get the wires from the engine bay. And you're going to need a Phillips and a 10mm and possibly some others depending on your truck or your car or whatever, and that's what I'm going to need to take these out. So I'm going to whip them out now. Alright, so I'm going to drill them in now. You're going to need a 2.5mm drill bit, and these are what come in the kit to fix it in place. So I'm going to put 3 in each one and screw them in. Put the screws in like that and push it straight in the hole. You will need to drill a separate hole for your wire, so I'm going to drill all the ones with a 2.5 now and then change the bit and put the wire all the way. Right, so I've put this pilot hole in for the wire that runs off the side, and I'm going to have to go in with this one so it fits over the end with the plug, so I can hide all the wire behind the wheel liner. So now I'm going to go with this one. So I've got all the holes sorted now. I'm going to start fixing these in place. I'll just simply run the wire all the way through, and then I'll use the fixings that came with the kit. You can use your own fixings if you want, but there's no point really. Just use what they supply. They also supply a bunch of zip ties for you to clean up all the wires, and an Allen key which works with these. Just put them through, push them through the plastic. And once it's through, just get your washer and your nut, and then screw it on. get it as tight as you can get it, and then obviously you can cut off the access once you've fully installed it, or before you put the wheel liner back into place. On the first wheel liner, what I'm going to do is drill 2 tiny holes either side of the wire to put one of the included zip ties in, just to hold the wire in place, and then I'm going to find something to plug the hole up so then stuff doesn't get behind there, dirt and water and everything. So all you got to do is just drill a hole. Don't drill into your wire, you won't be having a good day to do that. Like that, and then to make it look better, feed your wire in from behind, then you won't see the big part of the zip tie. And then just the zip tie in, and you can cut off the access and the wires in there nice and tight. Shouldn't go anywhere. First one is all done now. What I've done is pulled the wires up and zip tied them there, which that part will then run up into the engine bay, which then I can run inside here, and it just keeps them tidy out of the way, not hanging off or anything. So I'm going to do the exact same on the other one, and then once I've done them, I'll put them back in. I'll show you putting them in, and then I'll put all the wheels and everything on, show you where I'm going to run the wires, and then start doing the back, and go from there. Right, so what I'm doing now is I've tightened them all on nice and tight, and then I've just cut them down with some pliers. So I'm going to get them cut. Just like that. That's all you need to do. You can take it down further if you want. You can use your grinders or whatever. And just found out the pliers are the best. So we're going to do that on both of the front ones, and then install them in. Right, so I've got the fronts back in on both sides. What I did is run the wires up through here, just through any gap you can really, and then I'll find somewhere to run them in there. And then same on the other side. Run them up here. Ouch. Quite long. But what I'm going to do is put the wheels on and then lower it back down, and makes it easier work up here because it's quite high at the minute. So I'm going to stick the wheels back on now. Got the wheels back on now. And started jacking up the back end of it. Gotta do the same again, take these covers off, take the wheels off, and then these don't come out, so I'm going to be fixing them to this. Same again, 3 in each one. But we also need to take the inside panels out, so then I can run the wires, because they'll come through this bit here. So I'm going to take the wheels off now. Right, so I've got the first one in on the back. I'm going to put 2 more in this wheel well, and then same on the other side. Screwed it straight through, and like I said on the front, I'll seal the hole up, which the connection had to fit through. So when the panels are on, these are all just going to run up down there to the front. So I'm going to show you how to do the front one. Use your drill. I'm going to be putting this one roughly in the middle, about there. Go in with the drill bit. also do your pilot hole for your wire. And then get your bigger bit that goes in for your wire. And you can drill that bit out. Just like that. Now, obviously your wire should fit in there snugly. Once you just push up like that, once you unwire your wire, and then screw it on. Right, so all of them are in now, and what I've started doing is cleaning up all the wires, zip tie them all together. And what I'm going to do is run them down the side, all down here, and run them as far to the front as I can, and then bring the front ones in. Just need to get the wheels on now, and then I can show you how to wire up the rest of it. We're wiring it up to the fuse box now. But then when I finish doing the centre console, then I've got all the light panel switches in. I'll wire them up like that. But they've all gone in quite nicely. Easy job to do. So yeah, I'll get all this wheels on, run the wires down, and then show you from there. Right, so we're wiring in all the cable with the connections on now. We're going to tuck it all the way down here. So it runs in from the step here, run it down the side of the seat, and then we're going to run it down under all the carpet. That's the black back trim broke off. What you can do is take your rubber out at the bottom, because you won't be able to take that out without taking everything else out. But tuck all your wires down in the crack there. And then you push your rubber back on, and you can't see them. So then when you get to your pillar bit, just tuck it under the wires that run up the side, just so you don't see it. If someone's looking around and whatever, it's as neat as possible, nice and tidy. Just tuck it under like that, pull it all the way through, and then how I'm going to run it is go under the driver's seat once I get it down the side, and then into the centre console, which then I can run the wires from the back. So let's move to the front. And pull all your wires through this way. And then what I'm going to do is, I've got a very small gap under the seat here, which I'm going to tuck the wires under, tuck this end under. Might be different for whatever car you've got. You might have room to just easily tuck it under, like then, but once it's in, you don't need to worry about it though. There's a very tight squeeze. Let this like that, and then pull the rest of it through. And then what I'm going to do is put a cut in the carpet, like that, because then that will run under the carpet, and you won't see the rest of the wire then. Just like that. And then you tuck your wire under it, right to the edge, and then just like that. And then you pull this wire under a bit more, and then there you go, you can hardly see it. Right, so what I'm going to do is do the same as what I did in the back and zip tie all along the wires. It makes it easier to feed them through. And then I'm going to, so now it's all zip tied up, shouldn't go anywhere. What I'm going to do is run it around the back, around these pipes, and into that bit there, where it's on the other side, and some black wires on the other lights. So, I'm going to run it down there. Take the grommet out. There we go. This side still needs heading. Try and run it up the back. Tucking it in wherever I can. Get it back all behind the wires. Jump into the other side. Right, so just before I ran out of space on my phone, I took this grommet out, which is from here. As you can see, hole there. That goes just up next to the drive shaft, or the steering column, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm going to do is tuck these wires down under here and just push them in, tuck them in there. Once you get it started, you can go inside under the dash and pull them out. Bit of a tight squeeze, but once you get them all in there, it's in there then. And just push them all in there. And then and under the dash, you'll need a light. It's a bit dark. Under here, you'll see them up here. And this is where I've already run the other wires to the other side. So pull these down. Just be gentle with them so you don't snag them on something and break the clip off, or you know, you want to keep them in one piece. Like that. Put them all the way down. And then what I'm going to do is run them under my centre console here, right down into the middle there. And then that's where all the control system's going to be. Go from there. And with the grommet, you want to cut a notch out of the grommet, like that. So then it'll sit around the wires down there. So then you can still seal it all up then. Yeah, just make sure the wires aren't going down anywhere. They shouldn't do that. So I'm going to cut this notch a bit bigger and then stick it back on and go from there. Right, so this is the controller, and then these are all the connections that plug into each light. And you get two of these. So plug all this into each other, and then do the same with the other one. Just unwrap it. It's all that simple, easy stuff to do. We've done it in a day, whether you count if you're cleaning it or not. Obviously I want to clean it so it was all nice and ready. But all you do is pretty much just connect them all up. There's no order that you need to connect them in. So just plug them all in. Obviously you can clean off all your wires after. after you've done it all to make your life easier. As long as you get them all in and you know they work and you can see if you're happy with them. So that's all the front ones plugged in. And all the back ones, which I run down here, you just do the same with them. All them all in. Just like that, that's all of them all wired in. You get quite a long cable, so it's a lot easier to clean it all up. Throw it all down there for now. And what I'm going to do is take all this wire, which comes with a fuse. It's a 7.5 and this and a spare one, just in case that one blows for whatever reason. Just wrap it all. Get loads of wire, straighten it out as best as you can. You can either hardwire it all or run it into the fuse box, which is most probably what I'll be doing. So I'll probably put a circle clip on this and ground it down here where the gear shifter would be, and then run this up under the dash into the fuse box, which is located here. You have to check them all, find out which one comes on with the ignition so it doesn't drain your battery overnight, which I already know which one that is, but I'll show you when I get to that. But what I'm going to do now is just wire all this up through the dash, and then I'll show you what it's all like after. Right, so I've run the wire all the way up under the dash, all under here, run it under the carpet up there, and then just tucked it up through the back. Now in this fuse box, it's this fuse that I need to pull out, which is off, got no power to it when it's when the ignition isn't on, but then when the ignition's on, it'll get power to it. So obviously pull the fuse out, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is strip the end of the wire down. So it's like that. Give it a nice little twist. And then just for what I'm going to be doing for now, just because it's temporary, some will disagree on my method of doing it, but who cares? Just wrap it around the little led like that, and then all you need to do is plug it back in, just like that. Put your wire back down there, push that to one side, and put it all back away. So now, when the ignition's on, it should light them all up. The lights are fully installed, all of them work just how they're meant to. The only downside is, compared to the lights on the step, with these being RGB, there's only so white they will look compared to just proper white LEDs. It's not as bad on camera. In person they look very, very light blue, but you know, you can get away with it really. But super happy with how it's turned out. Obviously makes it stand out even more now. It's the first time I've ever seen someone do it like this in person. Obviously for the area I'm located in, no one else does this sort of thing. So, but yeah, hopefully this video gives you enough detail on how to do it yourself. I'll put a link in the description for the lights I got. Obviously you can change the colour of them and everything to every other colour you want, red, green, blue, which I'll put a clip in going through all the different colours. Yeah, hope you like the video, and I personally think it's one of my better videos that I've done so far, but you can be the judge of that. So go and watch all my other videos and let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe and share, and if you do it yourself, tag me in any posts on Instagram or anything, and I'll be sure to let you know what I think, and I'd love to see it. But yeah, thank you for watching.